Alien trade station floating near a dead star. Humans are new, weak, and watched closely by every alien species. The main character, Ethan, is a quiet human engineer sent to fix broken alien machines. He keeps his head down, he avoids trouble, he never speaks unless needed. One day, Ethan works behind a tall alien woman named Starlight, a member of a proud warrior race. Her species is known to hate humans and sees them as animals. Suddenly, in front of many aliens, Starlight turns and shouts loudly, "Why do you keep looking at my butt, human?" The entire station goes silent. Everyone expects Ethan to be punished or killed. Ethan is confused. He was not starring. He explains calmly that human eyes scan movement, not bodies. The aliens laugh. They do not believe him. Starlight is angry and embarrassed. She demands the station guards arrest Ethan. While arguing, the station suddenly loses power. Life support systems fail. Gravity flickers. Aliens panic. No one understands the systems. Ethan notices something important. The station's core is melting down. Alien engineers are too proud to ask for help. Ethan speaks up, warning them that everyone will die. Starlight does not believe him. She insults humans again. Welcome to my channel Starlight Sci-Fi Stories. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The station drifted slowly through empty space. It was called Carnal Station, a massive alien trade hub built near a dying red star. The light from the star painted everything in dark orange shadows. Thousands of ships were docked around it. Some were smooth and shining. Others looked broken and old. The station was not beautiful, but it was important. This was where many alien races met. And this was where humans were still not welcome. Humans were new to the galactic community. They were small, weak, short-lived. Many aliens believed humans survived only by luck. Some even thought humans were pets, not people. Ethan Cole knew this very well. He walked quietly through the long metal corridor, carrying a heavy tool case in his right hand. He kept his eyes forward and his steps slow. His dark blue uniform marked him as a human engineer, a low-level worker hired to fix problems others did not want to touch. Ethan did not complain. Complaining only brought trouble. Around him, aliens of many shapes moved in different ways. Some floated, some walked on metal legs, some crawled on walls. Their voices filled the air with strange sounds and sharp tones. Every time Ethan passed by, conversation stopped. Eyes followed him. Not friendly eyes. Ethan had learned something important since leaving Earth. In space, humans were always being watched. So he watched back. Not with fear, not with hate, but with attention. His eyes moved naturally, scanning movement, tools, shadows, exits. It was a habit, a human habit, one learned from millions of years of survival. He did not stare at faces. He did not stare at bodies. He watched motion. That was when he saw her. She stood near an open control panel at the side of the corridor. She was tall, very tall, almost twice Ethan's height. Her skin was smooth and dark green, covered with faint silver lines that glowed softly under the station lights. She wore light armor around her chest and legs. Her species was known across the station. The Variks, a warrior race, proud, aggressive, and they hated humans. Her name, according to Ethan's assignment data, was Starlight. She was not just Variks. She was important. Ethan slowed his steps. He was assigned to repair the power relay behind her. He did not like it. Working near Variks warriors was dangerous. They saw humans as weak animals pretending to be intelligent. Still, orders were orders. Ethan stopped a few steps behind her and opened his tool case. His eyes moved carefully, watching her tail movements, her balance, the small shifts in her stance. He waited. Then slowly he stepped forward. That was when everything went wrong. Syrla suddenly turned. Her silver eyes locked onto Ethan. And she shouted, "Why do you keep looking ATMY but human?" Her voice echoed down the corridor like a weapon firing. Every sound around them stopped. Aliens froze. Tools dropped. Even the station's low mechanical hum seemed to fade. Ethan felt his stomach tighten. Dozens of eyes turned toward him instantly. Some showed shock. Some showed anger. Some showed amusement. Ethan raised both hands slowly, palms open. "I wasn't," he said calmly. "I was watching movement. I need to work behind you." Laughter burst from a group of nearby aliens. A tall, insect-like trader clicked loudly. "The human lies," it said. "They stare at anything they do not understand." Syrla stepped closer. She towered over Ethan now. Her posture was aggressive. Her tail flicked sharply behind her. "You think I would not notice," she said. "Your eyes followed me." Ethan swallowed but did not step back. "Human eyes track motion," he replied. "It's not personal." That only made things worse. More laughter. More whispers. A station guard began moving closer, its metal limbs clanking against the floor. Syrla's lips pulled back, showing sharp teeth. "Do not insult my intelligence," she said. "Your kind is known for shameful behavior." Ethan felt heat rise in his chest. Not anger. Fear. One wrong word could end him. Before he could speak again, a deep alarm suddenly echoed through the station. A low, pulsing sound. The lights flickered. Once. Twice. Then gravity shifted slightly. Aliens stumbled. Syrla turned her head sharply, her attention pulled away. "What is that?" someone shouted. The alarm grew louder. Red warning symbols flashed along the corridor walls. Power core instability. Ethan's eyes widened. He recognized the signs instantly. This was bad. Very bad. The station shook. A deep vibration traveled through the metal floor. Aliens began shouting in panic. "What is happening? Where are the engineers? Stabilize the core." Syrla looked back at Ethan with clear anger. "You did this," she said. Ethan shook his head quickly. "No, but I know what it is." No one listened. The lights went out completely for half a second. Then emergency lighting activated, bathing everything in dim red glow. The air grew colder. Ethan could hear the distant sound of massive systems struggling to stay alive. He turned and ran toward the open control panel behind Syrla. "Stop," she shouted. Ethan did not stop. He looked at the panel quickly. His hands moved fast, pulling tools from his case. The alien control symbols were wrong. Not broken. Wrong. They rerouted power through a feedback loop, Ethan muttered. "That will overload the core." An alien engineer pushed toward him. "You are forbidden to touch that." Ethan turned his head sharply. "If you don't shut this down now, the station will melt in 8 minutes, he said. The engineer froze. "What?" Syrla stepped forward again. "You expect us to trust a human," she said. Ethan met her eyes. "I don't care if you trust me," he said. "I care if you want to live." Another violent shake hit the station. A loud explosion echoed somewhere far below. Screams filled the corridor. The guard hesitated. The alien engineer looked at the flashing warnings again. Then at Ethan. 8 minutes, it asked quietly. Ethan nodded once. Syrla clenched her fists. "Do it," she said sharply. "But if you are wrong, human, I will end you myself." Ethan didn't answer. He turned back to the panel. His fingers flew across the controls. He disconnected alien safety locks. He bypassed automated systems. He did what humans always did best. He simplified. "Too many rules," he whispered. "Machines don't need pride." He rerouted power manually. Sweat ran down his face. The station shook again. Then again. Alarm screamed louder. 5 minutes. 4. Ethan grabbed a thick cable and forced it into a manual override port. Sparks flew. Pain shot through his arm. He screamed but did not let go. Then, silence. The shaking stopped. The alarms cut off. The red lights faded back to normal white. Power stabilized. The station lived. For several seconds, no one spoke. Ethan slowly stepped back from the panel, breathing hard. His arm trembled. Syrla stared at him, her mouth slightly open. Around them, aliens whispered in disbelief. The core stabilized. A human fixed it. That should not be possible. Ethan leaned against the wall, exhausted. He looked up at Syrla. "I told you," he said quietly. "I wasn't looking at you." The corridor remained silent. And for the first time since humans entered the stars, an alien warrior looked at a human. Not with hate, but with shock. The corridor did not return to normal right away. Even though the lights were stable and the alarms were silent, no one moved. Aliens stood frozen, staring at the human engineer who had just stopped a disaster that should have destroyed the station. Ethan Cole leaned against the cold metal wall, breathing hard. His right arm still shook from pain. The skin was burned and smoke rose slowly from his sleeve. He ignored it. Pain was familiar. What was not familiar was the silence. Syrla stood directly in front of him. Her tall frame was rigid, her silver eyes fixed on his face. Her pride had been shaken, and everyone around her could see it. A Varix warrior was never supposed to look uncertain. Yet she did. Finally, a senior station official stepped forward. Its body was covered in thick gray plates, and its voice echoed with authority. "The station is stable," it announced. "Damage minimal, loss of life 0. A wave of quiet shock moved through the crowd. 0 deaths. That alone was rare. The official turned its gaze toward Ethan. "You are the one who rerouted the core." "Yes," Ethan replied simply. "You acted without permission." "Yes." "You ignored alien safety law." "Yes." The official paused. "Your actions saved this station." The words felt heavy in the air. Syrla slowly turned her head toward the official. "This human disrespected me," she said. "He watched me like prey." Ethan looked down at the floor. "I didn't," he said quietly. The official lifted one thick arm. "That matter is secondary now." Murmurs spread through the aliens. Secondary. An insult to a Varix warrior was never secondary. Syrla's fists clenched. But she did not speak. The official continued, "This human will be escorted to medical. Afterward, he will answer questions." Guards moved forward. Syrla stepped aside. As Ethan was led away, he felt eyes on his back. Not angry ones, curious ones. Fearful ones. The medical bay was quiet. White lights, smooth walls, and the soft sound of machines filled the space. Ethan sat on a metal bed while a small medical drone treated his burned arm. He stared at the ceiling. He did not feel proud. He felt tired. Humans were always fixing problems no one else wanted to touch, always cleaning messes made by pride. The door opened. Ethan did not look. Heavy footsteps approached, then stopped. "I was wrong." The voice was deep, controlled. Ethan slowly turned his head. Syrla stood near the door. She was not wearing armor now. only a simple cloth wrap around her body. Without it, she looked less like a warrior and more like a person. "You may sit," Ethan said. She hesitated, then sat on the opposite bench. For several seconds, neither spoke. Finally, she said, "My species has rear sight awareness." Ethan frowned slightly. "Rear sight. Our eyes are not our only vision," she explained. "Our nerves sense movement behind us. It is how we survived as prey long ago." Ethan listened quietly. "When you watched my movement," she continued, "my instincts screamed danger. My body believed you were hunting me." Ethan nodded slowly. "That makes sense." Sayerla looked at him sharply. "You are not offended?" "No," Ethan replied. "Humans used to be hunted too." That surprised her. "You were predators," she said. "Sometimes," Ethan answered. "Mostly we were survivors." She studied him carefully now. "You did not freeze when I accused you," she said. "You did not beg." "I learned not to," Ethan replied. Another silence followed. Then Sayerla spoke again, quieter this time. "My reaction shamed you publicly." Ethan shrugged slightly. "It wouldn't be the first time." Sayerla's jaw tightened. "You saved lives," she said, "including mine." Ethan met her eyes. "That's my job." Something shifted in her expression. Not respect. Not yet. But doubt. The doubt did not last long. 2 cycles later, the station received an encrypted transmission. A hostile faction known as the Kreth Dominion had taken notice of the incident. They had watched the power failure. They had watched a human fix it. To them, humans were not weak. They were dangerous. The Dominion believed in one rule: destroy potential threats early. A Kreth fleet moved toward Karnal Station. Sayerla learned of this first. She stood in the command chamber, listening as alien leaders argued. "They want the human," one said. "Give him to them." "He is not worth war," another added. Sayerla's claws dug into her palm. They were willing to trade a life for comfort. Human or not. She left the chamber without permission. She found Ethan in the lower maintenance decks, repairing damaged conduits alone. "They are coming," she said. Ethan looked up calmly. "I know," he replied. She frowned. "How?" "I've been watching movement," he said simply. She stared at him. "They will kill you," she said. "Then they will target Earth." Ethan closed his tool case. "Then we don't let them," he said. She laughed sharply. "You think one human can stop a fleet?" "No," Ethan replied. "I think humans plan ahead." The Kreth ships arrived within hours. Black, sharp, and silent. They surrounded the station like hunters. Their leader broadcast a message: "Hand over the human engineer, or the station burns." Panic spread. The station leaders turned to Ethan. Sayerla watched closely. Ethan stepped forward. "I will speak to them," he said. "You will die," someone warned. "Maybe," Ethan replied, "but not today." He connected to the communication array. His voice echoed across space. "You're afraid," Ethan said calmly. Silence followed. Then laughter. "We fear nothing," the Kreth replied. "You watched me," Ethan continued. "You saw what I did. You fear what humans can become." More silence. Then Ethan activated the station systems. Not weapons. Systems. Power grids shifted. Docking clamps locked. Navigation sensors fed false data. The Kreth ships drifted slightly off alignment. "What have you done?" the Kreth leader demanded. Ethan smiled faintly. "I used your own systems," he said. "You never imagined someone would." One by one, the Kreth ships lost formation. They crashed into each other. No explosions. No battle. Just confusion. The fleet retreated. The threat ended. The station erupted in noise. Cheers, shock, fear. Sayerla stared at the human beside her. "You didn't fight," she said. Ethan shook his head. "Humans don't always need to," he replied. "We just need to think." She looked at him differently now. No anger. No pride. Only respect. Later, as the station returned to routine, Sayerla stood with Ethan near the viewing window. The dying star glowed softly in the distance. "You scare the galaxy," she said. Ethan looked at the stars. "We scare ourselves too," he replied. She turned toward him. "I will not accuse you again," she said. "Not for where you look or who you are." Ethan smiled tiredly. "That's enough for me." She paused, then added quietly, "I was never afraid of your eyes." He looked at her. "I was afraid of what humans might become." Ethan nodded once. "So are we." And far beyond the station, the galaxy began to understand one simple truth. Humans were not the strongest. They were not the fastest. But they were watching. And they were learning.